What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. We are back. I got my Demon Slayer shirt on today. You haven't watched the show, you got to go and check it out. It's a great one. But why do I have it on? Because we're slaying demons today, boys. So let's get at it. Now, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the most coveted thing in all of personal growth and development, and that is change your beliefs. So buckle up. Let's get into the content. So if you're like me, you've heard for years about how you can make changes to your core and critical beliefs in a heartbeat. Now, you've been searching unconsciously or consciously, most likely unconsciously, for that instant hit, which will make all of your goals a reality. And that's not how it works. However, what you can change in a heartbeat are your decisions. So let's unpack that. The second you've not done something, you've already stopped doing it. What happens is we get caught in these webs of believing that because we did the behavior in the past, that we're going to or have to or need to or we're addicted or we're in some sort of pattern, we have to do it again. Even if it's something benign and simple like watching TV or doing something or having a certain type of food or indulging yourself in some sort of way. The moment you start running. You're already active in that. So what is at the heart of it? It is a decision. So what becomes of you is determined by the decisions that you make today. If you found the will to get started in doing something but have struggled to maintain it, you're probably dealing with the monster of the past. And I tell you, if you can first just identify it, that is the monster of the past. You're out for a run and you hate it. You don't want to do it. That's not actually the act itself. In fact, once you get going and you've done it for a month or even a pattern of a couple of weeks, you're going to feel really good when you do it. But that frustration, the friction that occurs is all that past behaviors or actions or that bad food you ate that's holding you back and hurting you and making it so that you don't want to do that behavior. Whatever that manifests as, it's just that inner monster of the past. And it might come in terms of this hurts if you're running or doing some sort of physical activity. It's boring if you're doing some sort of tedious task that results in a big reward, but you hate doing it in the meantime. Or even things like you aren't worthy of doing that specific thing. And I'll tell you, making videos for me sometimes gives me that because I think about how I want to provide so much amazing value, but then you run into that and you're like, how am I going to provide that value? How am I going to make this good and impactful for people? And we get into that barrier of I'm not worthy of doing it, but it's all just going to be revealed to you in a moment why this is super important. So it can even come though as well in the form of other people. And it can be well-meaning people like the people that love you, like your parents. You can't do that. You're not made for this or that. Maybe you should focus on this. And that's just all wrong. So in case you need a refresher, here's a short list of things that are good for you and that build long-term happiness. Number one, exercise, whether cardio or resistance oriented. Reading, learning, working towards your goals, as long as they're positive goals, natural foods, deep sleep, writing or journaling, meditating, making videos, building an audience, building a business, selling something so that you can grow your wealth. I could keep going, and I want to give you that so you have some ammo in terms of things that if you just did those, your life will be really good. So newsflash though, all of those are just skills. So let's go even back to one which seems so not healthy or not happy is you're not worthy of something. The fact is you might be looking at a specific activity and not realizing that it's a skill. And that feeling isn't actually the feeling that the thing gives you. For example, making the video. In fact, when I get making videos, I love them. It's an exciting and it's a fun process to be able to go in, explore a subject and bring some value to your life across 1 million people, right? 1 million people could watch this video. That's super exciting. But the feeling that I get if I think about doing it that prevents me is actually that past behaviors or the things that just want to hold you back. That's really it. It's like your brain is trying to get you to do and engage in something that I'll share in a moment. There's 3 core things that your brain wants to do instead of these really good things. But anyways, all those habits and behaviors, those actions, again, you could make your own list. They're all skills. And when you get going and you do it once, you do it twice, you do it 3 times, you do it 10 times, you get better at it. When you're really good at something, how great do you feel? So if you right now were a top basketball player in the world, how would you feel if you went to your nearby gym and you saw 5 people that wanted to have you jump in and do 3-on-3, you'd feel phenomenal. You'd be like, all right, great. I'm going to show these guys what's up. So the thing is, it's a skill. And once you increase that higher level of skill, you get past that annoying mind or voice that's in your way right now, you're going to feel even better than you ever imagined. So I want to jump back into something that I used to do that disappeared for a while. And now I'm able to get back to it. I was at one point training to do a Ironman. And in that training, I got to the point where you could go and bike for 60 miles, no problem, right? You could crush it out 15, 20 miles an hour. And it was like, you could just do it in the morning and then you get on with the rest of your day. And I remember when I would have pain or frustration or feel tired at mile 10, 15, or 20, and you'd be able to tell yourself, it's all mental. And when you identified that, when I was able to identify that, pain seemed to disappear and I was able to gain additional energy. Now, I lost that for a matter of years, and I was thinking, what is really at the heart of that? But again, we're going to get to more of that as we go, because guess what? You can get it back. The solution here in all of this is awareness. You must become aware that your old lifestyle brought you one or more of the following, and you bought into the brainwashing that it was helping you to get towards your long-term happiness. Those are comfort, stimulation, and distraction. So that comfort that you feel when you wait in bed for an extra 20 minutes or you go back to sleep. The stimulation that you feel when you watch an exciting show too much, right? You're watching it all the time. You're not doing other things that you should be doing, or just distraction. You're on social media and it's clouding your brain with all these random pictures and images and posts that aren't actually helping you get to where you want to go. Avoiding what is genuinely good for you will never get you to long-term happiness, which if you're a human being, you want long-term happiness no matter how you believe that you're going to have that. So what's worse is how affecting your own mind is at convincing you that you need those above 3 things. My God. So you need that comfort, you need the stimulation, you need the distraction. And to some level, there's a threshold where those things just stop being valuable. So guess what though? The positive is, just like I'm telling you, at one point you can say it's all mental. When you identify that mental barrier, it goes away and you become really good at something and you enjoy doing it. Your mind, once you get to that level or even just progress, your mind is equally good, no, even better at convincing you to keep going and doing more of the things that are great for you when you choose one of those things and just do them. And really what that means from here is fight the daily war. Know that you're going to go up against that monster until you overcome it to the point where you're just on another level in whatever particular goal or habit you want to develop. So fight that daily war, execute, and know that you're going to make it to the place of real happiness when you beat that inner monster that's just been holding you back. Nothing can stop you from doing once you made a real decision to do it. So if you decide, hey, I'm going to start working out every day, and you say, all right, today's day 1, and you're going to do this behavior, and you continuously do that, and you stick to a specific plan, the only thing that's going to pull you back is when you indulge in comfort, stimulation, and distraction. What happens is you start to surpass this threshold or this hardness. That's how I perceive it. This hardness that's required to go and do that workout every day, right? Your body just wants to go back and feel comfortable. And it's just like you have positive momentum, you get negative momentum. Imagine you were only doing things that made you comfortable for 10 days. You got to restart and move back in the right direction. But those are the things that are going to pull you back if you feel that you're being pulled back and are able to continue moving forward. So changing your beliefs, now we get to the value of the video here, changing your beliefs and your own self-identity occurs progressively over time in the real world. And that's what you do not see. We watch the Rocky cutscene, it takes 4 minutes, and Rocky is now a world-class fighter. And in your life, what does it look like? Right now it's 2:58 p.m. And if I want to get better at something, I have to sit here for every second, every minute, every moment, and focus on it and nothing else for the next 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. All right. 7 hours later, now it's time for me to go to sleep. I go to sleep and I wake up in the morning. And guess what? Surprise, you don't feel like getting up. You don't feel like waking up. You don't feel like doing anything. And guess what? You have to, if you want to continuously grow and be your best self, you got to do it. And that's what you don't see. Those are the ugly things. It's that annoying thought that you don't want to get up or whatever that is that holds you back that you have to fight with. that you have to overcome and kick its ass. So it's more of a war than you want to know. And that's just the reality of it. But the payoffs from fighting that war are better than you can imagine. So here's the bridge. Appreciate the small changes. And I've said that in some other videos, but it is one of the most valuable tips that I could ever provide. And that is just appreciate those small changes. Because even if, and I'm a big culprit of this one, is that let's say you're making progress, but then you want that change to go faster. And then you create tension and stress where you stop feeling good about the things that you're already doing that are good. And that can get you off. That's another thing that can throw you off as well. So know that getting there might take much longer than you want it to, but you're going to get there when you stay at it. So persisting and keeping going with whatever action or change you want to make starts at the root. Get help from books, videos, mentors, but never stop knowing that you are the only one who can make the hardcore real change happen for you in your life. So earlier, ran into some bad thoughts while I was trying to persist on a business objective. And I just had to step away. I put on a video. It was actually a video about how to overcome this specific thing. And drove around, came back, felt amazing. But it felt in that moment like it was an unsurmountable obstacle mentally. And never discount the value of getting the right information or guidance or a sounding board from somebody that has already conquered something that's hurting you or holding you back. So again, it occurs progressively in real time right now. That's how change happens. So over time, when you beat that inner monster down, fight back through the doubt, insecurity, disbelief, or other negative feelings, this is how your beliefs change. So imagine if you didn't believe you could run 10 miles. So I told you right now, hey, you need to run 10 miles. And you said, I don't believe I can do that. That's a belief. But what would happen to that belief if you did it? The belief would disappear. You'd say, well, maybe I can't run 20 miles. But what would happen if you did that? That belief would disappear. So through doing the actions on that list of behaviors, you're going to change all the different levels of your mind, body, and spirit and soul, or however you want to look at that are going to get you towards great, persistent, long-term change. So for example, when you change your physiology, when you go on a run, you change your physiology. When you work out, you change your physiology. That is part of change as well. Because as you feel better physically, your hormones are more in balance. It's going to be easier for you to go and take the work action that's going to move you in the right direction. Or from there, once your body and mind are in the right way, then it's going to be easier for you to go learn or build a good relationship because your energy is going to be great. And that's the one thing that I learned about myself. And I think it's going to be massively valuable to you because for many years, I went on this up and down cycle with caffeine where I would go and I would need caffeine and then not need caffeine. I would need it and I would not need it. And really what I came to realize is that it wasn't just a cup of coffee or anything like that. For me, it was the way I got energy. So for example, if I was going to work, I had it in the morning and then I had it in the middle of the day and then later in the day, because it just became the way that I did things. And that's what a crutch is. And you might have those in your life. It might not be caffeine. It could be any variety of behaviors that you realize that it's something that gives you energy, but isn't that long lasting, enduring, natural energy that's going to give you the ultimate feeling in life, which is you're frictionless, you're moving forward, you're having fun, and you're up for the task, whatever it is, no matter when you're called upon. So that's something that I learned is that these habits that we have, they actually are how we get energy. So for example, if you like to watch a ton of TV, you're getting energy from that. And then you're going to go and do a specific action, or maybe it makes you tired and you're able to go to sleep, but it is something out there in your life that you get energy from. And it could be pop, it could be unhealthy food. It's just, that's your source of energy. And so that's what's getting you to go and do the things that you want to do. So how do we all make this practical and bring it to the next step in your life? Here's my challenge for you. What would your daily schedule like if you took everything off it? As of right now, you just threw away who you thought you were and who you needed to be, and you just design your daily schedule around doing all good habits. And of course, if you work, keep that work in there. That's a good one. But if you just said, hey, instead of doing this for 2 hours in the morning, what if I worked out and read and whatever, time doesn't matter. It's really just what would your optimal schedule look like if you could read, learn, exercise, work on your purpose, achieve your goals, build a business, whatever, what would that look like every single day? What would that optimal and ideal schedule look like? When you do that, you'll be able to realize where you have opportunity for growth. And think about how big the upside will be in your life if you're able to see over 1 year, 2 year, 10 years, 15 years, 50 years of doing exactly that. So go and do that now. Get started with this one behavior and that one action that then, after you have that schedule in place, choose one of those things, unless you're already further along and you already have them internalized and in place. Just choose one of those things and do that every single day. And don't start with a new behavior until you've internalized or reached the point of internalizing that action into a habit. So that's the challenge. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it was valuable and fun, and I'll see you guys in another one.